Why you should be learning the basics of PR. This is the third episode of a series of 3, and this one should convince you. Bonjour, hello everyone. I'm Nata, host of the Nata PR School podcast. You're a successful entrepreneur or marketing manager and you're about to launch a new product or service, or you've been selling your goods for quite some time, but you want to learn how to increase your visibility, get known, and reach more clients? At Nata PR, we deal with real clients every day, and we'll teach you simple, fun, and honest PR solutions. You'll learn easy steps to combine PR to social media right now. Keep listening and let's get started. Bonjour, hello, and welcome to the 154 episode of the Nata PR School podcast, where I'm talking about why you should be learning the basics of PR. This is the third episode, and if I have yet to convince you, I haven't succeeded in the previous 2 episodes, I'm convinced this one should really persuade you to learn the basics of PR. Here's why. I'm going to tell you I'm going to give you some good example, tell you what about our clients are going through, and you'll see why I strongly believe that learning the basics of PR will give you such a strategic advantage. Some of our clients, maybe just like you, think that public relations are only meant for those who want to attract the attention of traditional media, those newspapers, print magazines, television and radio. But they think that in the back of their mind that they are becoming obsolete because they are disappearing. And I can really understand why, because if you just hear about the bad news, like the journalists losing their job, some media that have been closing for the past few years, you forget that many are now online, that just like you and I, they've made the transition to the web. And this is where it's such a huge advantage to do PR. So yes, might become obsolete for some. The print is disappearing more and more, but some print magazines, high value print magazines are still around. You probably, just like me, read paper books still today, right? So it's still there. So however, this idea of you shouldn't do traditional media is completely wrong. And I'm here to prove you wrong, to prove you otherwise, okay? So you might believe that visibility in the media is outdated and the only future path is online advertising and influencers. We have so many clients that believe that. And also, you, young marketing expert that just graduated, sometimes you don't know PR, you've never been taught PR, and you don't realize that it's 100% digital as well. So, even if you believe that it's outdated, you're wrong. It's so powerful. And at Nata PR, at the agency that I founded more than 20 years ago, we meet new clients every month, seeking for what? Solution to increase their visibility and sales. But mostly visibility. Why? Because they know that if they're not visible, people will not find them. And it's interesting because recently all of our clients have noticed what? A decline in online sales, and their Facebook ads are not as efficient and effective are like they used to. And of course, we went through the pandemic where online sales sometimes went through the roof for these clients. And now the reality is different because there's a new balance. As you can imagine, your customer, your clients have access to stores, and some of them want to see, touch, smell, try something before they buy it. So this is why PR is one of your ally, really. And so they realize, many of them that come to us, and that's the conversation that I have with them, that many potential clients, customers, simply don't even know about them. Sometimes they've been so present online, they've put all their money there, and they forgot that PR could be a great ally, and maybe sometimes traditional ads, because your clients are not always where you think they are. Of course, I believe that social media and online advertising are very valuable tools. But the problem is with the multiplications of platforms and massive amount of information that people get every day from so many different platforms. This is why it's becoming extremely complicated. And this is why your client sometimes is not where you think they are. Some of your customers still listen to the radio in their cars because now they take their car to go to work. They read local newspaper and they even continue to watch television, perhaps on their computers, but this is where they listen to the news, for example. But listen to this. This is the most important part of this podcast. Public relations is the best organic part of a good marketing plan, really. Why? Because only PR will grant you credibility and make you known to many potential clients in so many diverse platforms. You have to keep doing social media. You have to keep advertising online, of course, but maybe you have to look at your entire budget and say, okay, how can we include PR in our marketing plan? Because this is your best organic part. So why? Because when you have a middle person, someone like a journalist or an influencer that talks about you without you having to pay them, this is what our digital marketing specialists call organic. So for those who are not familiar with the term organic, it simply means no money exchange. You haven't paid a journalist to talk about you. This is why you gain so much credibility and you gain trust with your customers when they read something good about you, about your product. Very recently, a company shared their experience with paid influencers. This is something I hear almost every week. This is what they are telling us. So they have done campaigns with influencers that cost them a lot of money and didn't bring significant results. Because you need to know, Beck, it's so becoming popular, this work with influencers. So there's money out there. So ad agencies, large corporations, they dedicate a larger part of their publicity budget to influencers. So it's becoming more and more expensive. More money, you create a demand, as you know. If the higher the demand, the more expensive it gets. And this is what's happening with influencers at this point. And it's not going to stop, I don't think so. So those clients who tell us, complain about the results about working with influencers also tell us that they still receive clients and consumers who refer to a television interview over 2 years ago. This is why. Don't stop doing PR. Do it differently, smartly. You have to look at your entire marketing budget and do many things. That's the whole key for success. But understand me, I'm not saying you shouldn't work with influencers. No, I love what some of them do. Some of them work so much. It's a lot of work, create content, good content. So on the contrary, it's essential to strike a balance and choose the right influencers, taking the time to test the interest of their community before committing to a costly contract, that could really disappoint you. And, you have all those new influence marketing agencies. They didn't exist many years ago. So don't forget, we've been around so long. We've seen everything happening. We follow every single day what's happening with influencers. We're online 100% of the time. So we know. And I know that sometimes, you think it's the new solution, especially you, young graduate from marketing. You think that, the influencers is the solution. Well, no, it's not. It's one solution among many others that you should include in your marketing plan. But of course, the generation, the Gen Z, Generation Z. The Gen Z uses TikTok. You need to have TikTok in your plan if you want to reach out to this generation, who's maybe at this point 20 years and younger, because this is where they are. However, how do you reach customers that you want that maybe are 30, 40, 50 and older? And you have to keep those in mind if your product or your service could be good for them, because they have money, these people. They have power. So where are they? How do you reach them if your entire budget is allocated to TikTok and influencers? This is where public relations come into the game. But I'm not saying that it's the solution, the only solution. No. But public relations is really cost effective. It's a great tool that brings result. And it should be part of your marketing toolkit, especially at the beginning when you launch your product or service. And of course, our clients sell online, and some of them swear by articles in magazines, print, and online, because this is what they love, even for newspaper and TV. I have some clients, listen to this, that never work with influencers. All they want is really like traditional PR, but they want the online part. They benefit, of course, from the print, but the online is for them crucial. Why? Because journalists specializing in their industry bring them what? Credibility and increase confidence in their products and services. So your potential customers are not all impulsive buyers. Many consult, different platforms, online, print. Let's say they want to buy a car, or a beauty product. So they will look into magazines. They will look online to see what journalists say about a very expensive product. And for many of our clients, even an article in local newspaper has more impact for them. So voila. So learning the basics of PR is simple, and I offer to guide you and help you all the way, all the steps. And I promise that if you dedicate less than 2 hours a week, you will achieve a stunning result. So get on our list. And I hope, of course, that you will be listening to this podcast for a long time and get in touch. And hopefully, I'll hope to see you in class very soon. And more than anything, I hope you'll be listening to us next week. À la semaine prochaine. Hey, you want to learn more about how to implement PR strategies? Head on to natapr.com and get on our list. You will also receive the Nata PR model on how to create a successful PR campaign. If you want to become a client, just send us an email to nata@natapr.com. Talk to you next week. À la semaine prochaine.